People, your boy Mad Mike here. Um, Coming at you guys with another video. Y'all already know what to do. Hide your kids, put them in the room, let them watch, uh, Barney or some damn body, because it's about to get nasty up in here. It's about to get real testy up here. Just because it's a Atlanta Hawks rant, uh, you guys can still ask these Atlanta Falcons questions because we got the um, we got the six-man convo later on tonight, all right? But in case you guys are wondering why I'm ranting about this, is because this is probably one of the most um, uneducated comments that I've ever seen in my life. Why? I mean, you should just know why. Just name a winning small backcourt. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, people, are we really this? Like, are you on planet Earth? When you ask stuff like this, are you like, oh, are we really on planet Earth? That's all I want to know. Are we really on planet Earth when we ask stuff like this? Like, this conversation came out of a comment that's based on the Atlanta Hawks trading for DeJounte Murray, and some guy believes that this backcourt is too small. Yeah. Just take a second and think about that. If you're an NBA fan, just take a second and think about this. Okay? Name a winning small backcourt. Just like, it don't matter what era of basketball, just literally think about that for a second. I want guys to literally sit back and think about what you just asked. You're talking about name a winning backcourt. Well, I can name several. Okay? As you can see, we're talking about the Detroit Pistons. Do we got to bring up Joe Dumars? Do we got to bring up Isaiah Thomas? Like, those guys won 2 championships with one of the greatest defenses and teams that has ever been. Like, we really talking about this right now. Like, we're really sitting up here acting in this day and age when a team literally just won a championship and they personify. You talk about a team that personifies a small lineup and a small team. They literally just won the NBA championship. One of the smallest, quote unquote, one combo guards, a point guard slash shooting guard in the history of the game, literally just won his what 4th title? Like, we literally just saw a team win an NBA championship. And we're up here asking, what the? Seriously, are we really doing this? Sometimes it's okay to comment. Okay? It's okay to comment when you know exactly what you're talking about. It's okay to talk about stuff that you know what you're talking about. But when you literally have the evidence right in front of you, an NBA team literally just won a championship with a small lineup and Golden State, and you ask a question, name a team that has small guards. The Golden State Warriors have for years dominated the NBA with Draymond Green at center, Klay Thompson at power forward, Steph Curry is small. Poole, these guys have personified small lineups, and we up here talking about whether or not the Hawks, we're up here talking about whether or not the Hawks can play with DeJounte Murray, who's about 6'4". He goes about 6'4", 6'5", and Trae Young, who's about 6 feet soaking wet. And we're talking about whether or not the Hawks can play. Like we're really talking about this, people. All right, let me just read this. Let me just read this real quick. All right, and tell you guys why I'm a little bit upset and perturbed about this. He said, name one. Like I said just now, the Detroit Pistons with Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, the Philadelphia 76ers who had Eric Snow, okay? Eric Snow and Allen Iverson. Eric Snow and Allen Iverson, both of those guys were small point guards. Do I have to really bring up Allen Iverson again? Do I have to bring up Steph Curry? Do I have to bring up GP? That Seattle Supersonics team that won a number of games? Do we really have to bring that up? This is stuff we're talking about when we talk about a lot of fans just out here spewing stuff just because they don't like whatever whatever the trade may be. And quite frankly, I'm telling you right now, if DeJounte Murray and Trae Young get together, that's going to be a very good duo. Why? Because Trae Young is going to be a scorer. He's not going to be a guard that sit back and hold the ball on. Because if you go back and look at the series against the Miami Heat, Trae Young had a major issue, and that no one on the Atlanta Hawks could handle the ball except for Trae Young. And now that you have two guys, and this is one thing the Golden State Warriors pose a threat to the entire NBA, is because everybody had the ability to run the offense. This is why Draymond Green for this team has been, one of the most important pieces to that offense, is because he allows Steph Curry to play off ball. When you allow Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to play off ball and they don't have to hold the ball, they don't have to create their own shot. You got guys like Draymond Green, Jordan Poole. These guys are able to do what they do best, and that's shoot, because you have a guy like Draymond Green who can run the offense. You got Jordan Poole who can run the offense. This is why they've been so successful winning championships and so successful winning games these, about 7-year run. So this is the reason why I had to come on and tell, because you look at the Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young. Let's just keep it real. The Atlanta Hawks with Trae Young, okay? Trae Young being able to play off the ball and be more of a scorer, what does that remind you of? I want you guys, you guys tell me, what does that remind you of? It reminds you of a Steph Curry. Yeah, reminds you of Steph Curry, having a guard like DeJounte Murray, who's not only a scoring guy, he can create his own shot, but he can run an offense that can help Trae Young just do what he does best. What a lot of people feel as though he's a lot like a Steph Curry. He's a lot like a Allen Iverson. One of those guys who can create their own shot, not necessarily the athleticism, but he can create his own shot, can score at will, and he's clutch. So if you give Trae Young an opportunity to be a shooter rather than a guy that can run the offense, that makes the Hawks much more difficult to defend. Because now Trae doesn't have the ball. So now you got to focus on DeJounte Murray. And now if DeJounte Murray is in a rhythm where he can find Trae and create a shot for Trae, guess what? All Trae has to do is sit on the three-point line, what a lot of guys do. Now you got two deadly shooters. Maybe three. If they find a way to keep Kevin Huerter. You find a way to keep Kevin Huerter. You got 2-3 deadly shooters. You got DeJounte Murray, you got Trae Young, and now you got Kevin Huerter. Add DeAndre Hunter, because I don't think the Hawks are going to end up trading him. Don't think that's going to happen in any fashion. Anyway. And you add, like I said, Jordan, you add Hunter to that, Hunter to the mix. You got a Collins. He's a guy I prefer to be more of a mid-range jump shooter, but he can hit threes himself. When you add that to it, you got two guys that's, like I said, it's essentially like C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard. We've seen this in the NBA time and time again. We see it with even Cleveland, Juice team, with Garland and Sexton. Those guys are small combo guards. And they're able to create their own shots. So the fact of the matter, this has been the case for quite some time when you have guys that are under 6'5" that have played and being starters, and they've won a tremendous amount of games. So the fact of the matter is, of course this could work with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. I don't know why anybody would think that couldn't work. Because when you look at Trae Young is, like I said, Trae Young is without a doubt one of the greatest scorers in this league right now. I don't think it's too many guys in the league that's a more dangerous threat offensively than Trae Young. He's up there. So now you allow him to be more of a shooter. Because, like I said before, if the Hawks were able to get something out of Kevin Huerter, however you want to say it, if they were able to get anything out of Bogey and that playoff, the Hawks would be you're talking about a completely different team. So picture if they keep Kevin Huerter. Now you got Kevin, Mr. Red Velvet, okay? Hunter, DeJounte Murray, Trae Young, Collins, all five of those guys can hit threes. That's an awfully lot. That's awfully similar to what Golden State Warriors run. There's not a lot of teams in the league that can run that. So like I said before, there has been players in the league that actually, there's been teams in the league that actually played, had guards under 6'5". I think the biggest issue with a lot of people just think, all right, we got these guys like this, built like LeBron, built like, I don't know how to, I'm gonna attempt to say his name, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Guys built like that, built like Luka Doncic. You think, oh, because he's big, that equals success. Not necessarily. One of the biggest things and threats with Dallas is they don't have a guy that's going to take the pressure off of Luka. Luka got the ball in his hand 24/7. He has the ball in his hand 24/7. And to tell me that he can't, you tell me that he can't coexist with DeJounte Murray when you got guys like Big O Big O is a shot clock. I mean, he's a shot blocker. He's a defender. Another guy, Clint Capella, another guy, a shot blocker and a defender. So even if you have issues on the perimeter because of size and length, you still got guys like a DeAndre Hunter, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. So I don't think you're losing much of anything as it pertains to the height of our point guard / shooting guards. You can move those guys around, bring in Big O, bring in Clint Capella, Big O. In my opinion, he's starting to kind of, find his groove and find his niche as far as like being in the defensive. Because you look at Nate McMillan want more defenders. So now you got Big O who can move around, move his feet quite well. You got Clint Capella, who's primarily a guy that is, he's under the basket type of guy. I don't want him, moving too much around the perimeter. He can, but I wouldn't necessarily do it. But him and Big O, I think you have enough down low and enough things. Not even, talking about the guy in AJ Griffin. Another guy with length, long, athleticism, the ability to shoot the three. He came in the league shooting, 45%, 44, 45% coming in from college. So at the end of the day, I don't think you're missing anything if you end up trading for DeJounte Murray. Now, I want to give a little bit of news as far as the Hawks is concerned, and thank Miss Maggie for that. You can check her channel out, Atlanta Sports Nation. I'm gonna have a lot of Atlanta Hawks updates, news updates, as far as that's concerned. So you go over there, check her out as well. But according to LJ Ellis, the Spurs talk, DeJounte Murray has reportedly not asked for a trade. With that being said, he is reportedly open to joining the Hawks and has talked with Trae Young. The report states that Murray is not applying pressure to the front office to make a trade happen. And additionally, Greg Popovich has not yet commented on the proposed deal. So at the end of the day, I don't know if this will happen. As far as the trade, it seemingly will happen. I don't think, it's to a point where it's too much smoke around this situation. I think it had to come down to the draft picks and whether or not the Spurs want to take 2 or 3 first-round picks. Now, I know a lot of Falcons fans, here I go with the Falcons stuff, but the Atlanta Hawks fans, they're wondering to themselves, why should we give up 3 first-round picks? And I'm going to tell you why. It's because, one, the Hawks are already a young team. And the young guy, if you draft him, he's going to be at least 2 years, unless he comes in and he becomes like a LeBron James, making an immediate impact. I sincerely doubt that. You're not going to get an impact from a rookie draft pick, at least for the next 2 to 3 years, depending on how they develop. Now, you still got Jalen Johnson, a guy that is developing as well. So, like, if the Hawks give away their first round pick, at least the 3 first round picks, you're not missing much. You're not going to miss those draft picks because, like I said, a lot of those guys they're going to take at least 3 years to develop. So if I'm the Hawks, I'm trading those first round picks. It's not like the NFL where you can get immediate impact from a lot of these rookie players. I'm trading those picks away. The Spurs are looking to rebuild, and there's no need to keep those picks. So as far as that's concerned, I like the idea of trading for DeJounte Murray for 3 first-round picks. The Atlanta Hawks are in a position where they want to contend for championships. They're not worried about rebuilding. They're not worried about bringing in any young players because, quite frankly, what guy's going to come in and give you immediate impact? This is a team that wants to compete for championships. What rookie is going to come in and give you championship numbers? I'm talking about putting up 20 to 30 points a night. Being able to give you at least 15, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks a night. There's not a rookie in this class and next year's class that's going to be able to give you that. The Hawks want to compete. So at this point in time, I'm pulling the trigger. The only issue for the Spurs at the moment is whether or not they want to give up on DeJounte Murray. And I don't think DeJounte Murray is happy there. I don't think he wants to be there. He hasn't come out and stated that he wants to trade. But if you follow him on Twitter, you see that he really wants out. So at the end of the day, I like what the Hawks are doing. And as far as their offseason is concerned as the free agency, I don't think there's a guy out there at the current moment that's going to give you what DeJounte Murray. Like he said in the comments, this guy is, 6'4", 6'5", and with about a 6'10" wingspan. So he's a long guy. He's not your average long guy. A long wingspan. He got a wingspan almost right, almost as long as Giannis. So this is a long guy. I wouldn't say Giannis. I would say more so like Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo, long ass arms, great defender, can rebound. He can move around. So he has a long wingspan. He's not your prototypical guard with short arms, 6'4". This guy has a long wingspan. So he can get the thing, he can get the balls, he can defend, he can contest a lot more shots. So at the end of the day, I like what DeJounte Murray is going to be able to bring to the Hawks should they pull the trigger on this trade. So, like I said before, you guys, yeah, I know the Spurs want more, but come on, let's be real. That guy doesn't want to be there. If he doesn't want to be there, you're going to have to get what you can get. I don't think another team is going to be able to give the Spurs what they want. He does not want to be there. It's the same thing when the Falcons had to deal with Julio Jones. Teams knew that he wanted out. DeJounte Murray hasn't said it, but like I said, if you go on social media, him and Trae Young have been going back and forth. So he does not want to be a Spur. In fact, I think his comment was it's only a matter of time, a ticking. I forget what it was, but if anybody can give me that quote from Twitter, but he's been wanting out. He's been wanting out for quite some time. So at the end of the day, yeah, the Spurs, they may seemingly on the outside looking in, because the Hawks are looking to trade for a guy, you still got a guy that doesn't want to be there. So even if you have the Spurs end up giving, looking for 3 picks and more, and I know that they've been stating that John Collins is allegedly in the beginning. They wanted to trade for. A lot of people had them going after not Trae Young, but looking for John Collins. But you can add DeJounte Murray, no John Collins, Danilo Gallinari, because the Spurs are, you got to think also, the Spurs are in a situation where they're trying to rebuild. So what would they do with a guy with John Collins, waste 2 or 3 of his years in a rebuilding situation? I don't think the Spurs are in a position where they want to rebuild. They want to trade for a guy like John Collins and end up having a guy that's there and he's disgruntled. So I just don't think that's the right decision for those guys to be able to, keep a guy like DeJounte Murray who doesn't want to be there and it's only a matter of time before he goes. Trade for a guy like John Collins who's coming from a situation with the Atlanta Hawks. They're a playoff team. They was a series away from getting to the NBA Finals, and he goes to a losing situation, and now you got another disgruntled player. So I don't think the Spurs have as strong hold on this trade than people are saying. Because like I said before, what the last thing you want is have 2 disgruntled guys in San Antonio. It's already boring as hell in San Antonio. You ain't got shit to do there. Now you got 2 disgruntled ass players. I just don't think that's a good situation. Even the great Greg Popovich can't make that situation better. And look, and as far as the 6'4" Southside, what are people talking about? 6'4" is good for a shooting guard with a 6'10" wingspan, and he's good on defense. Yeah, like I said, I don't understand where the notion that you have to be 6'5" and 6'7" to be a good player. We've seen it time and time again throughout history. Bob Cousy, all these guys have played the game. Steve Nash, he dominated year after year. Dennis Johnson with the Boston Celtics. We seen these guys dominate and win games and win championships and play well. Smaller guys. Allen Iverson. These guys have had the opportunity to, these guys are small. So the fact of the matter, when you got Golden State who literally just won a championship, and these guys, they have Draymond Green at center. I've seen the lineup with these guys with Draymond Green at center, Andre Iguodala at power forward, Klay Thompson at small forward, and Poole. I've seen Poole. I've seen all these guys at point. So at the end of the day, when we talk about like whether or not the Hawks will be big enough, I don't think that's an issue. I don't think that'll be a concern. Why are the Hawks trying to trade John Collins? They just paid him. Well, the Hawks was in a position where they had to pay John Collins. They had to pay him. Because if you don't pay him and you don't get the necessary pieces that you get, again, you got another guy that's disgruntled. So they had to pay John Collins, give him what he was worth. And at the time, like I said, I don't think there was anything out there that you was going to get that was better than John Collins at the moment. On top of that, he has great chemistry with Trae Young. So if you weren't going to get a guy that was equal or can put up the numbers that John Collins can put up. Then you risk angering a guy like Trae Young. Trae trying to win. Okay, let's just keep that real. Trae is trying to win. The owner, Tony Wrestler, he's trying to win. So I don't think it was a good idea to not play John Collins. But the reason why John Collins was on the trading block is because he's been incredibly inconsistent. And I know a lot of people going to disagree with that, but he's been incredibly He's been a guy that you can get highlights. You're going to get the highlight dunks. You're going to get the nasty dunks. You're going to get the big plays. You're going to get him and Trae Young with the, the alley-oops and all that type of stuff. They got great chemistry together. But John Collins is the type of guy, he'll give you 21 night, and then he'll turn around and give you 6 and 6 rebounds. 6.6 rebounds and 1 block. This is the reason why he's on the trading block. Because if you can get a guy like DeJounte Murray that's a little bit more consistent offensively, now you can start building a team that has better defense. Now you start drafting guys with better defense. Now you start going in free agency and getting a guy that can score 15 points a game. This is what the Golden State Warriors have done. This is the blueprint. The Golden State Warriors have done this all this time. They don't go get guys that are mega stars anymore. They totally rebuild that team, got a couple of guys that can score at least 10 to 15 points a game, and that's Wiggins and Poole. Wait for Clay to come back, do his thing, and here you go. They right back at it. That's the recipe for success when you already have a superstar. Trae is a superstar. So all you need with guys is just to at least give you 15 to 20 points a night. John Collins couldn't do that. He wasn't doing that. On top of that, he's been injury prone. So at the end of the day, if the Hawks feel as though that they're better with John Collins, I'm not going to argue that. But that's one of the main reasons why John Collins is even on the trading block, because he's a guy, like I said, he has tremendous athleticism. I think he can be an all-star power forward, but he's incredibly inconsistent. And that's the issue with John Collins. I need somebody to confirm that. Melvin, what's good? I'm not seeing that at all. And Maggie, like I said, Maggie T is the Atlanta Hawks news person. So you guys, if she isn't seeing that, I'm not going to confirm that. I haven't seen that anywhere. So if you guys can confirm that the Hawks have allegedly, okay, traded Danilo Gallinari and 3 unprotected first-round picks to San Antonio for DeJounte Murray and protected 2025 first-round pick. Yeah, I don't, I don't see it. I haven't seen it. So Maggie's checking that out for us. Again, you can check out the Atlanta Hawks news on her channel, Atlanta Sports Nation. Like I said, we cover all sports and not just Atlanta Falcons around here. All Georgia sports. Hey man, if you guys want us to answer questions on other teams, we ready to do that too. Georgia Bulldogs, Georgia Tech, K-Style doing the Georgia Tech. We do Georgia Bulldogs, who do Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Braves. We got Cassidy McMahon, she does the Atlanta Braves. Look, we got everything for you guys. So this is one of the main reasons you need to hit that subscribe button. All right, not only at Man Mike Sports, but Atlanta Sports Nation and 6-Man K-Style. Let him get to 1K. He was about 80 subscribers away from that. But yeah, it's not. I saw that, but it hasn't been confirmed by anybody. So I think the process is still going. There's still, which Maggie reported, I reported a little earlier, that they're still working on the deal, but it's not final. Master Blaster 29. I like John, but you're right. Very inconsistent. He's not a star, just a really decent player. I like the dual point guard threat. And like I said, to be honest, like I said, this is not a beat down John Collins video, all right? I think people get it twisted, because they think if you're not 100% on board, or you say something about a player's weaknesses, that you're being negative. This is something that's just the truth. At the end of the day, John Collins should be a 20 and 10 guy. There's no reason why he shouldn't be a 20 and 10 guy, yet he isn't that. That's a problem. With a guy who can damn near jump on top of the damn goal post, on top of the damn goal, wave a flag, sip some Hennessy, and be gone. This dude can do all that in one fucking jump. He can do that. Yet he's averaging, what, 16 points a game? Come on, bro. You doing this with a point guard like Trae, who's willing to pass you the ball? You can't give me 20 points with Trae Young on your team? That's been nice when Trae wasn't on, and Trae is a willing passer. Trae Young is a willing passer. I mean, we saw it in the game in Miami. They were not going to let Trae Young shoot. Guess what? We need Danilo Gallinari. We needed Bogey. We need Kevin Huerter. Nobody stepped up. Nobody stepped up. Nobody stepped up to give you at least 15 to 20 points a game. That's all you needed to win games with Trae. All you need is a guy that's going to give you, at the very least, with Trae going to give you close to 30 points a game, you need a guy that's going to give you 17 to 20 points a game. And he can't even do that. And I know he was injured last year, but this has been the issue even during the playoffs. One guy saved the Hawks during that playoff series against the Philadelphia 76ers. And that was Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter was the one that had that big game. Trae went off the entire series, but again, it don't matter if Trae giving you 30 points a night and 15 assists. You still need that guy next to him that's going to give you, at the very least, 17 points. And this is something that he hasn't done. Even when we were at our best, he didn't do this. So this is the reason why you got to bring in a guy like DeJounte Murray, and hopefully he can be the guy that we all think he is. He's an all-star himself. To put up 17 to 20 points. So like I said, this is the reason why he's on the trading block. So what I'm hearing is that even the Hawks at this point, they're not willing to trade DeAndre Hunter. And from what I understand, and what Maggie reported, is that John Collins is not a part of this deal. Largely due to the fact that he is getting paid $120 million, so you gotta have to match that salary. And two, that the Golden State, but the Spurs are looking to rebuild. They're a rebuilding team right now. So I don't know a team at this point that will take on that $120 million for John Collins. And Yeah, he averaged 21, but when we're talking about he can give you 35, he'll have 15, he'll have games where he having 35 and then 10 rebounds, and then the next game he got 10 points and 10 rebounds. And he'll do that consistently. And like I said, this is not what Trae Young needs. This is not even what Trae Young. This is not what the Hawks need. They need a guy that's going to be their consistent number 2. Bogey hasn't been that. We thought Bogey would be that. DeAndre Hunter, he hasn't shown that because he's had injuries as well. Cam Reddish, he acted an absolute ass. We thought he was going to be a part of it. You know, granted that we still, you know, we knew that either Cam Reddish or DeAndre Hunter were ultimately going to, you know, be on their way out. But if you look at the way the Hawks drafted, they knew that at some point in time, either it's going to be Big O or John Collins. Because the Hawks took Jalen Johnson. I don't think people realize that. The Hawks took Jalen Johnson. So those 3 guys that pretty much have the same skill set for the most part, outside of Big O. And no, he's not a guy that's going to stretch the court with his shooting. But for the most part, you're not going to, I don't, like, at some point, like, what's going to happen to John Collins? You're going to keep paying the guy that is not consistent? Because that's why you're getting paid the big bucks, is to be consistent. And Blackberry, like that's, and I was so, look, I'm a Duke fan on top of it. I was so heated when that dude just started acting crazy. I was so hurt when Cam started, like, bro, come on, man. Bro, get healthy before you start demanding stuff. Like, come on, Cam, stop. But yes, the latest report on John Collins that he's not a part of this deal. But like I said before, I'm willing to keep him. He has tremendous chemistry with Trae Young, and I'm all for making your superstar happy. Anytime you can make your superstar happy, your team is going to be a lot better off. The last thing you want to do is upset Kobe, upset Shaq, upset Michael Jordan, upset Scottie Pippen, upset LeBron James. You don't want to piss those guys off. So you're going to give those guys exactly what they need to be successful. So at this point in time, if Trae wants John Collins around and they feel like he's a good asset and they don't want to trade him, why not? So I like I said, I like the deal for this Atlanta Hawks. Shit, they get a guy. And like I said, to be honest, having combo guards in this league, and DeJounte just sent us some news on the Braves. Freddie Freeman. Woo, boy. Yeah, that I might have a video for that. Freddie Freeman is not a happy camper. Yeah, I don't see Freddie Freeman sticking with the Dodgers. I know I just took a complete left turn, but I don't see Freeman. And this goes into line what I was just speaking about. When you piss off, when you make your superstar player, whether you're an agent or you're a head coach, when you piss these guys off, man, it's just not a good sign. You end up losing. So Freddie at some point, he gonna fire his agent. And Buster Only is reporting that, by the way, that Freddie is not a happy camper. Oh, the report says he is changing representation. So he fired his agent. Freddie Freeman fired his agent. Good God, Braves fans. Wow. I think we all saw this coming. I don't want Murray, especially if the Spurs want Big O, 3 first-round picks. I don't know who said Big O. If they want if they want Big O, I'm willing to give that up because Big O is not going to give you a lot of offense. And you still got Jalen Johnson. We still got Jalen Johnson. This guy's still developing, and he should be ready to come to the league. And even if he isn't at this point in time, you can still go out in free agency. All right, free agency hasn't even started with the NBA, so you still go out there and get a guy to replace him until he's ready to come. Because, like I said, at this point in time, Big O is not really getting you any damn thing offensively. And like I said, I like the young kid, but if I was forced to choose, I'm taking Big O. I'm taking John Collins over Big O at any time. Super athletic, a great defender, but you already got that in Clint Capella, which you've given him $60 million. So, yeah. And by the way, like I said, check out Miss Maggie's channel. We going live tonight and talk about, this Atlanta Hawks stuff. But we got a treat for you guys tonight on 6Man K Style channel. So you guys head over to 6Man K Style channel as well. We're gonna be talking some Falcons football and some Hawks stuff around the league. And like I said, if you guys are just here for Atlanta Hawks content, look, please shoot us these questions. I will gladly answer these questions. Believe it or not, bruh, I played damn near every sport. My family, my brother, all right, wasn't good enough to make the Hawks team, but he did play college ball. Both of my brothers played college ball. I didn't play college ball. I wasn't good enough. I ain't gonna try to act like I was good, but everybody try to act like they're good. I wasn't good enough to play basketball like that. So my brothers were, but at the end of the day, like I said, bro, like we love sports around here. So continue to support us, man. DeJounte, if you like the Atlanta Dream, if you guys are into Atlanta Dream, you have any ladies that's out there that's into Atlanta Dream, you can hit us up and got another report. It hasn't been anything on the trade. So at the current moment, we still I got, as you can see, I got updates coming all over the place. But like I said before, this is all about serving you guys. We can look and we can provide you guys with the Hawks content, Falcons content, Braves content. If you feel like you got what it takes to be a Braves, look, come on. We got space for you. If you want to be a content creator, Braves content creator, we got you. We're looking for all content creators, preferably the Atlanta Hawks and the Atlanta Braves. We got so many damn Falcons content creators. So if you guys want that, check us out. All right. So, like I said before, we're going to continue to expand on this conversation later tonight, 8 o'clock at 6Man K Styles. I will definitely have the link in there. But like I said before, check out Miss Maggie's channel. She got all the Atlanta Hawks stuff that I don't report. I may not be able to report. She got it all over there. Atlanta Sports Nation. So check that out. The link is already in the description. I will have it after this live show is over. I will have it in the pinned comments, so you guys, it'll be right there. You can't miss it. Let's get K Styles to 1K. He's about 80 away. We're going live tonight to expand on this Atlanta Hawks proposed trade for DeJounte Murray. Hopefully we get some news, but nothing has been confirmed as far as DeJounte Murray and the Atlanta Hawks. and whether or not he will be Atlanta Hawks. So at the end of the day, appreciate you guys for joining me. It's been a little bit different this time. And let me know. Oh, Jody Bravo. Jody Brave. All right, cool. Hit us. Either hit Miss Maggie at Maggie T Atlanta Falcons Nation.com or Matt Mike at AtlantaFalconsNation.com. Preferably send it to Miss Maggie. She'll get right on it. So you guys continue to support us. Like I said, man, we're not just Falcons content creators over here. We're trying to do everything possible to represent the true Georgia. Atlanta represents the real fans. So leave those questions, leave those comments. That's all I got to say about that. I'm going to try to do more live shows like this, covering not only the Atlanta Falcons, but the Atlanta Hawks. So check me out. Hit that subscribe button. Your boy, man, Mike is out of here, man. Peace. Damn, Freddie.